Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your your twin flame reading. I'm getting my readings confused. Your twin flame contract read for January 2020, but ultimately a timeless reading. Whenever you come to watch it is just fine. I'm making pretty much all of my Path of True Love, Soulmate, Twin Flame readings timeless. The What Do I Need reads are usually timed, you know, the half moon, full moon, whatever. So I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional, intuitive, and really, really honored to be doing this work for you today. Took a couple of days off for the holidays, went and visited family, got the last 4 of those What Do I Need reads for new moon to full moon done. Came home. Met somebody new, been having some fun, but back at it today, working Pisces through Aries for this Twin Flame series. Speaking of which, I did a video yesterday clarifying what these Twin Flame readings are about, and it is the first official link in the description box below. I highly recommend you go read it, go watch it, because it has a lot of the info of why the readings have changed, and a little bit more clarification as to what a twin flame contract is the way I read it. There are 2 other videos beneath that one I did called Clarifying Twin Flame Soulmates and True Lovers, and one by the spiritual teacher, Hay House author Matt KAHN, Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined. So please go check them out, because all 3 of those vids are about the reclarification of some of these terms. A twin flame contract is a pre-incarnational agreement, in brief, between 2 souls about not helping each other heal. That's a soulmate. Teaching each other how to heal yourselves, right? How to love yourselves, how to set boundaries, which make them tumultuous, turbulent, transformative, tricky, triggery contracts, right? They are the hard ones. Who are your twin flames? Your exes are your twin flames. That's exactly pretty much how that works. However, they don't just come in the romantic sexual paradigm. They certainly come in family members and friends and siblings and coworkers and bosses, and you sort of get the idea. And you need thousands of twin flames and soulmate relationships throughout your lifetimes to help you grow and evolve, particularly on the path of true love, which is my specialty. So this reading is about looking at you, my Capricorns, in relationship to someone else, another soul, in a twin flame contract. How you can heal yourself, learn to heal yourself, your end of it, to give yourself the love that the other by contract cannot give you, which is often about the love that only you can give you, right? Because we have to learn to love ourselves, and our relationships are the main means of doing that. And yes, the romantic sexual ones seem to be the most turbulent, troublesome, right? A lot of tatas, a lot of T's on there. But if you know the purpose of them, what they are for, then they really do help you get to the soulmate contract. Particularly, I'm shooting for that happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, romantic, intimate, sexual, soulmate, satisfying, symbiotic contracts, right? The fabulous one that we've all been working on for decades, and that's what the soulmate reads are for. These twin flames are sort of like the maintenance, which is why I simplified them, the guides. My pantheons really worked with me. So before we get down to business, please remember this is a general read. Not every reading's for everybody. I even have that in the description box, which is why I always do Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for any of the relationship-based reads, so you can get pieces of information to help you kind of put together all this stuff for yourself little by little. We are going to be doing Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, just as a way of differentiating between 2 different parties in a contract. I was raised by lawyers. Now I am dating a lawyer, so contract law is in my vernacular all the time anyway. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. We're not talking about bodily gender with Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. We're talking about energetic dynamic. I consider myself mostly a Divine Feminine, but then again, you put me in with different people, and it changes the archetypal dynamic, the soul power, right? So however you define yourself, you'll know pretty early on in the reading usually which one you are, Divine Masculine or Divine Feminine. But because it is a twin flame read, there's often a lot of mirroring. So just keep an eye on that too. You could be getting information that resonates with you, but like physically, how do you know something resonates? Intuition in its most primal form is visceral. You feel it, right? Like when somebody says something and oh, you get that punch in the stomach. That's an energetic response in the physical body. So pay attention to those. Particularly ones that feel horrible are usually things you don't want to hear or are something you really need to know, but that are connected to change and the possibility of loss. It's just how it works. I've been decoding my own personal language of intuition for the majority of my life because I'm a Virgo with a Pisces moon and I'm as intuitive as fucking you gotta see me at Stop and Shop. It is sometimes overwhelming, which is why I wear so much magical jewelry. Anyway, what else do we have to talk about here? Oh yeah, all the decks that I read are in the description box below. I do try and call them out as I go, as well as my books are down there. If it's still December by the time you're watching this, my book Words of Grace will still be on sale for $14.95 instead of $24.95, but you know, have at it. It's a really good book, helped a lot of people. Go read the reviews on my website. Cool. Check out my description box. I always put cool shit down there. And I actually go through it pretty fine-tooth comb every time, except for the decks at the bottom. I just keep adding them as I go. Cool. Please remember to breathe as we do this. The more you breathe deliberately, consciously, keeps you in the present moment. The more I do it the same, I'm able to bring through the guidance, the grace, the information, the intuition, the vision, all of that stuff in a bit more stable way. Otherwise, like I was doing readings at Magic Moon in Saratoga while I was visiting family, and you know, I was doing 15-minute reads. And I'm like a fucking jackhammer in a half hour, you know? So it was like, okay, let's breathe. So you'll see me say, breathe. So just breathe along with me, because then you're also tuning to the same dynamic energy, because you're focusing on me. So it's a great way to really hear what you need to hear and like exhale what you don't, right? Plus in every moment you inhale, you're breathing in everything you need, all the prana, all the chi for that split second moment, and exhaling them as blessings. So it's just a good idea to be aware of your breath in any spiritual practice or divination process or getting a reading, as well as I find giving them. Cool. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Please take a nice deep breath, my caps. Here we go. Hold on one second. So sorry about that. I forgot to turn the central heating off, which you could hear. So, you know, I heard it come on. I'm like, damn it. So I had to just go turn it off. Cool. So sorry about that. Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card, a Caroline Myss archetype card. What is the dominant archetype for the divine feminine in this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, timeless but time stamped for January 2020? Please, one for the divine feminine in this Capricorn twin flame contract. While we are here, please, one for the divine masculine in this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin, there it is, twin flame contract, this one. Good. All right, so these are sort of the dominant vibrations. We got our divine feminine here, our divine masculine here. Let's see who we're dealing with. Okay, we're dealing with the gossip, divine feminine gossip, and the divine masculine witch. Now remember, this is not about bodily gender, but the word witch, by the way, is gender neutral. I don't play the warlock game. Others do. That's fine. You identify yourself however you want. But to me, witch is gender neutral, just like Christian or Muslim or Jew or Republican, Democrat, right? So very, very potent archetypes. Let's do these one at a time. Every archetype is neutral in terms of it has its shadow and its light. I love Caroline Myss's work. Her book Sacred Contracts was a true game changer for me, and I will forever be thankful. Never met her, but very, very thankful. She's still alive and still teaching. She's amazing. So let's have a look. The gossip archetype, because everybody knows what gossip is and what a gossip is, right? Noun and verb. So the shadow attribute thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. Now that first part there, that thrives on the power of sharing private, confidential stuff, right? And then betraying confidences. You know the feeling, right? It's sort of different to me with like celebrity gossip and stuff that's already out there and on TV, whether it's true or not, you know, fake news and all of that stuff. Yes, there are repercussions for that sort of shadow behavior, but this really feels more like when somebody tells you something and you know you're not supposed to, but you can't help it. You just can't help it. Now, some people have the gossip archetype lifelong, and if they can be incredibly toxic and really, really, really unhealthy in terms of their boundaries, and in a twin flame contract, really, really tricky. However, as toxic as the lead is in any archetype, or if you prefer the shadow, as bright as the light, as brilliant is the gold, right? So let's look at the light attribute. Awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust, honor. If people understood what an effect personal honor has to do on their cell tissue in terms of their physical health and healing, they would never betray another confidence ever again. This stuff literally, it eats away at you. I'm not going to say that dishonor contributes to cancer, but I will say certain things like resentment, certain things that you feel that pit in your stomach, that feeling of violating your own honor code. You have a very small window of opportunity usually to heal that stuff. You can then go to the doctor and deal with the physical ramifications, but sort of like liars can't heal, right? It's along the same venue that honor is a huge aspect of the soul being able to actually heal the physical body, right? So dishonor is an ego thing. The soul craves honor, craves being honorable, right? So keep in mind, chatty Cathy, right? A gossip. But then here we have the witch archetype, one that is known for secrets, by the way, I will say. Now, this is not an official Caroline Myss archetype card. This is one of the blank ones that I drew a pentacle on and wrote the word witch on, because I am a witch, and I've dealt with the witch archetype in so many different forms. You could say that the witch archetype in and of itself has so many different sub-archetypes, because there's the healer witch, right? The spellcaster, the shapeshifter, so many other sub-archetypes within the witch itself. I am, for example, a mystical witch. Not every witch is a mystic. But I think the witch archetype we know, right? In its light, in its shadow, it's the wicked witch, the one who uses her wisdom and power to do harm. Now, let's just put aside the wick and read for a moment, and ye harm none, do what ye will. There is something about using your experiences in a way that are toxic to yourself and others. Yes, power. See, people say knowledge is power, and I get what the meaning of that, but really wisdom is power. Wisdom comes from experience, right? So you can have all the knowledge you like, but until you put it into experience, it's really not wisdom. To then take that wisdom and use it to do things that you don't want others to know about, which is what shadow is all about, right? What is it that you want to keep in the shadow, that you don't want anybody to know, that you would never want to broadcast on TV or on the internet, right? That's a shadow power. Now, people will say, oh, banishing. Well, banishing is a form of blessing. If you've ever had a real negative entity in your house, you know, everybody lights sage. It usually takes more than some sage, right? You got to really uplift the vibration of the whole place and send the thing on, depending on what it is. It's a form of banishing. Exorcism is a form of banishing. Banishing is a form of blessing, right? So there's a whole scale there. So I think we know the shadow side, right? It's really doing harm, manipulating against the free will of others. That's at least my bottom line with that stuff, to be honorable. So then what is the light side? I mean, say the white witch. Well, it's a little racist at this point. One who uses their wisdom, who lives their lives wisely and well to serve the evolution of human consciousness, to help, to heal, to serve. Essentially, witch is a job title, like shaman. I don't claim the word shaman because I find that to be a little socially, culturally misrepresentative, or what do they call misappropriation, right? I'm not appropriating anybody's cultural anything, right? I am a witch. I am a gay male witch. Honey, I will make it up as I go along. I'm a true eclectic, and I can study Eastern philosophy and Taoism, as well as Strega, you know, the whole nine, and make it all my own as I go. But I do it to serve myself and others to live wisely and well for the well-being of all. Why? Because I also study the quantum. So we got a very powerful couple here, right? A lot of soul power, a gossip and a witch, considering witches like to keep their secrets. Gossips don't like to keep secrets. Let's see what this puppy is about, shall we? We're going to take 3 cards from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to clarify for the Divine Feminine, past, present, future. Simple timeline. We're going to do the same with the Divine Masculine using the Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sherman Burke. Cool, cool? Breathe. Always start with a nice deep exhale to make that inhale ever so much richer. Here we go. My goddesses, Persephone in particular, great queen of the underworld, please, 3 cards, past, present, future, for this divine feminine gossip archetype in this Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, Twin Flame contract, please. Where has she been? Where has she been in this Twin Flame contract? We're doing them face down. Please, where is she now, this gossip archetype? Where is she headed in this Twin Flame contract? Okay. All 3 face down, past, present, future. Rather than dive into those, let's get the 3 for the Divine Masculine. The gods will speak through the Mythic Tarot. Breathe. My gods, please. 3 cards, past, present, future, for the Divine Masculine Witch archetype in this Capricorn collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract for January 2020. Timeless. You get the deal, please. 1 for the past. Where has he been in this Twin Flame contract? Where is he now in this Twin Flame contract? Where is he headed in this Twin Flame contract? I hear you. Okay, just what I heard is that keep in mind the future cards are always mutable, right? That's the point of having a trajectory of past, present, and future, because if you can identify the energy of the past and kind of get where you are in the moment, the point of power is always in the present moment, right? There's always a juncture in the present moment to see differently, to think differently, to choose differently, and to shift quantum paradigms. It doesn't mean we're in charge of it, because chances are what we choose or don't choose is part of the divine plan anyway. So just do your best, right? Let's start with the Divine Feminine in the past. Where has she been? Well, we've got the card of the Emperor, right? Really the only solitary masculine card in the entire Daughters of the Moon Tarot. It is a feminist deck. So in the recent past, this might be her interacting with the Divine Masculine here, because it really is a Divine Masculine card. The Emperor represents all of the kings in the suit of the Tarot, the 4 kings, right? Air, fire, water, earth, regardless of the symbolism. So feeling here for her in the past, however, yes, but a strong paternal influence in her life, right? Father influence can be either through her literal father, and again, I'm using gender here only because of the Divine Feminine. This could easily be a male, a masculine male embodiment. But then if it's not directly about the father influence, like one would say father issues in the past, although this feels past relative to this relationship, it could be about systems. It could be patriarchy. It could be all sorts of structures, like the court system. I know usually considered the justice card, but you know what I mean. The structures, the DMV, protocols, hierarchies, levels. Even though that can be seen in the card of the Hierophant as well, this card is a hybrid of the Emperor and the Hierophant. So something there about her own Divine Masculine as well may very well have her act together, this Divine Feminine gossip, but is probably working within pre-established structures, hierarchies, protocols, systems. They're giving me the scientific method, like that as an example. Good? Where is she now? In the Twin Flame? Well, you know, 3 of Blades, and I love this deck because it's not 3 swords piercing a heart. I never really see the 3 of Swords as heartbreak, because heartbreak is such an emotional card. Why would it be the element of air? Swords, right? Or blades in this deck. To me, it's more about focus. Even in the Rider-Waite, it's 3 swords converging in a heart, but the heart isn't broken. It's like getting to the heart of the matter. Focus, right? Like perhaps it's mind over matter, psychology in that sense of, well, what am I feeling? deep introspection, except the Four of Swords is very much about that too. So a little leeway there, but here in this deck, she prints right on the card, focus, F-O-C-U-S, at the bottom. And there's a Sphinx in the background, you know, about the mystery, so focusing on the mysteries. We've got the pyramid there, the convergence, you know, of the triangles going on there. So definitely there's a mental focus going on here, and this gossip energy here, perhaps the gossip is systemic, is something that's just she's grown up with, or is, you know, in her work. Again, this does not have to be a romantic sexual contract here. This could be something in the workspace, but now the gossip has become a focus, is my feeling on this. Where is she going on this? Interesting. The Nine of Cups, Kuan Yin. So there is a soothing here. There is a going with the flow, a compassion, a contentment. Now, Kuan Yin, you can do your own research on her. I've heard of her as both a bodhisattva and a goddess. Not exactly the same thing. Either way, always about compassion, always about the heart. And the Nine of Cups in particular, often considered a wish fulfillment card. This is more about the emotional fulfillment of it. So as a result of this Three of Blades focus, she comes to the Nine of Cups and Kuan Yin. So there's some sort of psychological adjustment here, where what was systemic before, perhaps, you know, like in a corporate sense, things aren't necessarily always so compassionate in corporate situations, just using that as an example, but for some of you this might be what you're dealing with. So that sort of like gossipy thing going on there, that there's a focus on it, and as a result she comes out of it being more compassionate, more in the flow, and with some sense of wish fulfillment, right? That's going to play itself out differently in the collective. Let's look at the Divine Masculine Witch here, which is kind of nice to see the witch in the Divine Masculine side. Where has he been? Oh, the Magician. Now look, if it wasn't the witch archetype, I could really interpret this another way, but considering she's got the four magical tools on the altar. By the way, this is the god Hermes, right? The god of alchemy. He's got his own brand of magic, right? Hermetic magic. So, you know, I know lots of witches who do the ceremonial hermetic practices and studies and all of that stuff. A little algebraic for me, but I'm more verbal than mathy, right? So, got to learn other languages. I pretty much speak English, unlike Val from the 80s, Moon Unit Zappa. And some forms of Italian, but mostly curses, because that's how I was raised. So we're looking at the Hermes card here then. We're looking at the Magician, the Alchemist. He who takes, in this case he, because it's a Divine Masculine, the air of thought, the fire of desire, will, and choice, the water of emotion, and the physical form of action, air, fire, water, earth, aligns it with spirit, and manifests something like a channel. It could absolutely be the process of artistic creativity. It's the same... you could even do it chakras, from 8th chakra down to root chakra, the incarnating of an idea into time and space. Casting a spell. Making a prayer. Doing a healing. So definitely there's some energy movement going on here with this witch. And keep in mind, this Divine Masculine witch archetype need not be a witch in the even the modern sense or the contemporary sense. Would shock me though. Some of you were, because you're watching my channel and I'm a witch. And so who do we have? Where are they right now? Oh, just the moon card. Hecate, the goddess of witches. All right, that's a little on the nosy-dozy here. So what are we talking about here with the moon? Two major arcana cards in a row. The past has the Magician. The present has the moon. Now, a lot of times readers will say, oh, the moon, confusion and illusion. Except when a witch is involved. That's when we're sort of really rocking the intuition, right? Feeling the divine feminine power of the moon pull through us, work through us. So there might be a nice masculine feminine balance here in this Divine Masculine witch archetype. And also understanding that Hecate, the goddess of crossroads, that there might be a decision, right? You can always make a decision later. All right, this is what they're showing me. They're saying if you're the Divine Masculine or you're cross-watching for the Divine Masculine, yes, they initiated something here. The Magician really is the first card of the major arcana. The Fool is the 0, technically has no number. So then here is this intuitive process of the queen of the crossroads, the goddess of the crossroads, Hecate, technically a titan. Some connect her to Hecate, the frog-headed goddess of Egypt, so like really an ancient and elder in that sense compared to the Hellenic Greeks, that as the goddess of the crossroads, a major life decision being made. But the thing is when we're afraid to make a decision, we prolong it and torture ourselves. Just make a decision and know that you can always, from the Course in Miracles, oddly enough, decide yet again, right? So sometimes we're so afraid to make the decision, but we stay stuck. Just make a decision. Even theoretically make a decision and start to take a step in that direction. Feel it out. So very, very strong, intuitive, and yet magical voice employed here. Where is he going? Six of Cups. Now, definitely a card of nostalgia and looking back, but I always see the Six of Cups as some sort of emotional harmony or balance. So out of this perhaps emotional turmoil, I could see confusion and illusion and not sure. Well, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know up here. Can I plug in here? Then this can absolutely be a card of reflection, bringing oneself into emotional harmony, because the truth of the matter is that intuition is not always very emotional. It is feeling based. So if you're upset, projecting into the future and worried and freaked out, that's all up here. You have to think through that stuff to get into, but how does it feel in my body, right? Can you feel that? Big difference between emotion and intuition, because sometimes people think it's their intuition and really they're just pissed off and being an asshole, right? You know what I mean? It's like, take a breath, meditate, right? Go take a shower, get yourself away from other people's energy fields. What are you feeling viscerally in your body? Because I have learned with my intuition, at least in terms of yes or no, I mean, there's all sorts of nuance in there. If the answer is yes, I don't really have to spend long in it, because it's just like, it's obvious. Like, yes, I want this. Like, the hounds of hell couldn't stop me. But if it's like, the answer is no. That's just how I deal with it. And then it can come through clearer later. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm sorry, I wasn't feeling it then, but I'm feeling it now, right? So there's some intuitive deliberation going on here with this divine masculine witch. Very, very interesting read so far. We only have 3 cards left. Keeping these 5 cards left. Relatively brief, but I love these. We're looking at the KAHN Healing Mantra deck. Not even called an oracle. It's called the Healing Mantra deck. These are so wonderful. They're my little cardboard lightsabers. On one side is the name of the mantra. The other is the mantra itself. They are in English. A mantra is not an affirmation. A mantra is like a code that you repeat over and over, silently or aloud. Not, I guess, like reprogramming the subconscious, but it takes a while for the subconscious to accept it. Where an affirmation is more a statement of truth that you're trying to remember and make real for yourself, to affirm something. Mantras are different. They are more, I guess alchemical is a good word for it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get 2 of these. One for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine. But here's what the guides told me with these before I started doing these readings this time around, is that it doesn't matter who you are in the spread. Whatever one, like let's just say you're the divine feminine. So whatever mantra you get, that's to help you heal what you have to heal in the twin flame contract. Then the one for the divine masculine would be to help you heal yourself about whatever the fuck is going on with the divine masculine. You get me? So both are here for you to use. And I don't recommend, unless the person in the twin flame contract with you is somebody who's really into this stuff, I wouldn't. I wouldn't like, you should say this mantra. That never goes well. People need to come about things in their own time and their own place, because that's what love would do. And just because it's a turbulent, transformative, tumultuous twin flame contract doesn't mean you have to be pushy and insist that others heal at your pace, right? That's not loving. What would love do? In other words, you can still be a loving person in a twin flame contract. That's how you negotiate your way out of them and fulfill your end of it, regardless of what the other one does. Let's look, shall we? Oh, and I will be reading from the book. It's a little tiny book, but it's got really good stuff in it. Breathe. The voices of Matt and the Masters. Matt KAHN and the Masters, like Mike and the Mechanics. Please, Matt and the Masters, please. Oh, one card in clarity for this divine feminine gossip archetype. in this Capricorn collective sun, there you are, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract, please one for the divine feminine, and while we are here without even looking, please one for the divine masculine in this Capricorn collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract, please. Here we go. All right, we got them down. Let's have a look. Greeting wellness for the divine feminine. That sounds lovely. For the divine masculine, uncovering confidence. Oh, let's do her first. I always do ladies first. Greeting wellness. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Just that phrase alone, just that sentence alone is pretty fucking awesome. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles, right? Greeting wellness. Well, let's greet wellness by reading the teeny tiny little bit that's in here about it, because I love what he writes in this book. Oh, this one's a little long. I mean, none of them are terribly long. Greeting wellness. Balance is the key to a life of miracles. And here it's interesting, to a life of infinite miracles. So it actually says something different in the book than on the card. We caught a typo. I am a Virgo. When wellness is welcomed, you are taking responsibility for the upkeep and preservation of your body as your sacred vessel of spiritual growth. Okay? In balance, you may come to see how endless wanting only creates more things to want. I think that's applicable here. When operating from patterns of instant gratification, like a gossip could, you are likely chasing after happiness that is out of reach, as your body remains out of balance. This is resolved by learning to care for the body physically, emotionally, energetically, and nutritionally. As your life comes into greater balance, you will likely sense true happiness, not as the end result of specific outcomes, but as the energy created by taking the time to truly care for yourself. This mantra is ideal for cultivating self-love, improving self-worth, and letting go of compulsive tendencies like gossip. Okay. All right. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. So if you are the divine feminine in there, you can work that for yourself. If you're the divine masculine, that's going to help you deal with them. For the divine masculine, uncovering confidence. I like this one. I got this one a bunch of times. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Yeah. Spirit, the one, the cosmic quantum field, dreamed you into being. You are a part of the one. It ain't the one without you. I know, it sort of like kicks the crap out of any self-esteem issues we might have. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Isn't that great? Let's read that one. Why not? Why not? Because I am not one of your fans. Uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. When confidence is uncovered, you are living from a space of renewed purpose. You know your place in the cosmos, and you are an expression of eternal light, the quantum field. There is no wavering on decisions or second-guessing your instincts. Confidence allows you the peace of mind to stand tall in your truth and move forward courageously. Knowing anything that comes your way can only inspire the gift of endless expansion, right? Because everything makes you grow. It's very Abraham Hicks, too. Contrast makes us expand. This mantra is ideal for resolving insecurities, easing personal concerns, and finding true safety in your body and the world. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe, uncovering confidence. Lovely. Oh, it's just lovely. We've got three more to go. I love this. The Whispers of Love Oracle. We're going to do one for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine, and one for the contract overall for the Twin Flame, right? For both of them. Nice deep breath. The voices of the higher selves, please. The higher selves of all involved, please. One card, one whisper of love for this Divine Feminine Gossip archetype in this Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective twin flame contract. One for the Divine Feminine Gossip, please. One for the Divine Masculine Witch archetype in this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, and one for the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract overall. They're all on the table. We'll get these read and then we'll do the overview. For the Divine Feminine Gossip, consider your foundation. This one has been coming up a lot. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love, because is the gossip, right? Since you're in the Three of Blades focus here, like how committed are you to love? Is it a loving thing? What would love do? Love would keep a confidence. Love would honor, there's such a big word there, honor their agreements, honor their promises. No, I promise to take this to the grave, right? And certainly, you know, I can't help but go back to the light side. Some of the best counselors I've ever worked with, either professionally, me going to them for counseling, or people that I know who are brilliant counselors, really healed the lead of the gossip within them, because they just sit and listen and people pour out their truth to them. If you're one of those people that people just walk up to and start confessing, you're either a born counselor or you have maybe done some work healing the energy of gossip in your life, whether or not you carry the archetype, right? So something so powerful. That's why I'm not kidding. It's such a powerful, powerful archetype, the gossip, because the world kind of thrives on it. But remember, a rumor can run around the world before the truth has its boots on. Terry Pratchett, my favorite author. So consider your foundation. Very, very interesting play of cards there. Let's look for the Divine Masculine Witch. I love you. These are very important words. It's the same image on both sides, only the border is different. So there's something here for the Divine Masculine, almost like a mantra. I love you. These are very important words. Now, keeping in mind, twin flame contract. My Divine Masculine Witch archetype with the card of the Moon and Six of Cups and uncovering confidence about you being the piece of the puzzle that completes the universe. I love you. You say that to yourself. Love your heart. I love you. I love you. I'm not kidding. One of the best things that KAHN has taught me, and look, I admit I am a spiritual teacher, but a really wise spiritual teacher never stops learning and shares what works for them. That's how I roll. Like, I give credit everywhere if I learn something, because I think that's what makes for a healthy, honorable, like, I'm not like trying to rip people's shit off. Seeing the heart chakra as the inner child, learn that from KAHN. Love what rises. I'm telling you, raid his YouTube channel, raid his website. He's got a lot of good stuff, a lot of audio stuff you can buy on his website. I've got a bunch of his stuff. Just genius. Talk to that child. I love you. I love you. If twin flame contracts are about teaching you how to love yourself, here's your key, right? So along with I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe, and I love you. And I love you. I love you. I love you. Of course you want to say it to other people. Of course you may want this Divine Feminine to say it to you, and maybe the two of you say it to each other. But it kind of feels like when you're talking twin flame, just being the nature of the soul contract, learning how to love yourself. I love you. I love you. I love you. Give yourself the love that only you can give you, even in your other healthier, like soulmate-y relationships. It doesn't matter. Love never goes out of style, no matter how high you go in vibration, no matter how deep you go in wisdom, no matter how many initiations you've been through. I don't care if you're, 18th degree, high priest, high priestess of the great pine tree tradition. Who the fuck cares? Is love still active? Because love is the divine. Last card down, then we'll do your overview. Fuck. Okay, the contract itself, take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. This is an indication that possibly this might be one of these twin flame contracts that can turn into a soulmate later on. Matt Kahn talks about it in his video in the description box below. Really go watch it. I talk about it here and there. I don't know that I've ever seen it, but I get that that's possible because we don't write the contracts once we're down here. We sign them before we come down. We drink from the river Lethe, the river of forgetfulness, so we don't know. I just let go of a 20-year on-again, off-again, lover, romantic, some of the best sex of my life relationship because it was finally very clear. It was toxic. I was being made the other man. I can't be the other man. I just can't. Just honor won't let me do it. The gods hate it. Yeah, have Hera as a goddess. She's not really into infidelity. She understood, but she was like, no, you have to walk away from this. See, they said to me, see it as a twin flame, but never did they say it is a twin flame. I just have to see it as a twin flame, give myself the love that he can't. He's not free to give it to me right now, and no, he's not married to a woman. Just saying. So there's that thing of take a chance on love. I get that. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. So here we are having the divine feminine gossip bringing herself into balance, right? Like really taking care of herself physically, loving herself, loving her body, bringing herself emotionally, energetically, all of that stuff into balance. And that would make sense with Kuan Yin in the future, that 9 of Cups, considering her foundation. How committed are you to love? The divine masculine, same thing, different category. It is the self-love here. I love you, I love you, I love you, with the confidence of I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. So whatever magic was cast, whatever intentions brought into form, air, fire, water, earth, spirit. And yeah, I can feel now this sort of reflective Hecate crossroads thing that leads to this internal emotional balance or nostalgia. I love myself. Love that child within yourself. Take a chance on love, and maybe, possibly, whatever this is, and it may not be for everybody watching this video, but if it is a twin flame that transforms itself into a soulmate later on, I don't see how that happens without both of these people doing that individually. Does that make sense? Let's do your overview. Here we go. Magic clap! We've got the divine feminine gossip archetype. Thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences in the shadow aspect. In the light, awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. A big thing about honor. There is no healing without honor, at least not of the soul. In her past, she's got that masculine energy, that Emperor/Hierophant card of Pan, by the way, is the god of that card, Pan, right? So something grounded, but also something growing, right? Something systemic, a business, a procedure, the Emperor being the conglomeration or the amalgamation of the 4 kings of the tarot. Moving into the present moment here, this gossip with the 3 of Blades really maybe focusing on the mental part of it, like really looking at this, getting to the heart of the matter of why do I gossip? Why can't I control this? And how can I be more honorable in my trust? Moving her then into the 9 of Cups, that really lovely Kuan Yin, going with the flow, compassion and contentment. Her mantra being one of greeting wellness, balance is the key to a life of miracles, while she is considering her foundation, asking herself to look at how committed she is to love. And this really feels like about loving and honoring herself, her own energy field, and the people who give her their confidence. For the divine masculine, we've got the witch archetype, which, you know, in the shadow, we are well aware of the evil witch, the wicked witch, abusing rather than using their powers in service, their wisdom, their energy, right, in a way that is unwise. Really, manipulation is a good word for that, but also remember Reiki, healing, prayer is a form of manipulation. So you could say just from the magical aspect, the energetic aspect, the witch is one who has experienced and learned a lot about manipulation and healing and all of this stuff, but in the shadow uses it in toxic ways or self-serving ways that do not benefit others. Then, of course, the light attribute of the witch is living wisely and well, being of service to all of life, not just humanity. And that bears up here with the magician card in the past, that it does feel like something was set into play of the free will of this masculine energy, divine masculine witch archetype, that now has him in the moon at a sort of crossroads, a life-changing, not really sure what to do. Things might be a little fuzzy because the mind may not be of ultimate help here so much as needs to listen to the soul, not just the emotions, which brings the divine masculine witch archetype to the Six of Cups, perhaps a time of reflection, nostalgia of when things were different in the past, better in the past, but also can be a card itself of creating and establishing a foundation of emotional balance. Six being about, the number six being about harmony and balance. The mantra of uncovering confidence being I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe, kind of building himself up that way along with I love you. These are very important words, that message from the higher self saying really, kid, divine masculine witch here, all about loving yourself right now, all about bringing yourself into balance, because you cannot be separated from the quantum field, right? You can't remove a piece of the one and have whole, W-H-O-L-E. And what's the overall message from the higher selves of all involved for the twin flame contract itself? Take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever, and it does feel like this has to do with each of them individually, but I'm going to say there is a percentage in there, and it's not a teeny tiny sliver of a percentage. There's a good at least 25, I would say, to 25, 40, maybe not 50%, half and half, that for some of the collective can really, this is sort of scripted to go from twin flame to soulmate, but that's an alchemy that takes a shit ton of work that most people would usually walk away from. So there we have it, my Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and they just said to me, yeah, a shit ton of work. What Capricorns are good at, the slow and steady wins the race. So whether you are the divine feminine or the divine masculine here, do the work. Do the work inside of you. Love you. Honor you, divine feminine. Really look at the gossip thing for the divine masculine here. Really use all that you've learned, all of the experience that you have to love you, because as you are the missing piece of the puzzle in the universe, that means fifth dimensional unity consciousness, the quantum field. As you love you, as you heal you, you are healing all of life little by little by little by little. That's what the quantum is. That's what unity consciousness, fifth dimensional awareness is. Cool, cool. Fabulous read, my Capricorns. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed. And may the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their twin flame relationships, whether they are watching this video or not. That they may heal, grow, evolve, become the best that they can be, and fulfill their roles in the divine plan. Healing all of life as they go, step by step, slow and steady wins the race. And so it is. Please, please, please do like and subscribe. I want to do Drunk Tarot. Once I get 1,000 subscribers, I will do Drunk Tarot once a month for a couple of months. I've got a video on that in the description box below. Help me reach my goals, and I will give you the best, clearest, high vibrational readings that I can give, with a couple of F-bombs thrown in, because I'm me. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mel for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, and damn happy to be serving you, my Cappies. Spontaneous rhyme. Guides. Loving you all so much. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Happy New Year to you all. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.